Today, I was having a quiet moment, reflecting and meditating, and God told me, I was reflecting about a lot of things that happened in the past, and I kept asking God, why didn't you answer this one prayer that my parents had? They were faithful, they worked hard in church, serving you. But then this one prayer point they had, it felt like it didn't get answered. And God said, I did answer that prayer, but it came in a package that they were not expecting, or you all were not expecting. And it then took me to the book of Ruth. And we all know the story of Ruth and Naomi. Naomi had moved out of her country, left her people to a different place with her sons and a husband. And the sons got married to women from that side. And after a while, Naomi lost her husband and her two sons. When they died, she decided to go back to her people, to her country. So on the way, she told her daughter-in-laws to, go back to their people. They're still young, they can still get remarried and all that. So they should go back. But Ruth, the other daughter-in-law, agreed and she went. But Ruth said, no. Where you go, I go. Where you live, I live. Your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. And when Naomi saw she couldn't convince Ruth, she took her back to her people. When they arrived, a lot of women came out and, they were like, oh, Naomi, And she said, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because God has dealt with me bitterly. And Naomi thought she had lost everything. Naomi's plan was just to go back to her people and live out her old age. But God had other plans. God gave her a blessing in the form of her daughter-in-law, someone who was going to take care of her in her old age, someone who would be a child to her, someone who would love her and take care of her unconditionally. Ruth worked so hard taking care of her mother-in-law that even Boaz told his workers to allow her to come to his field to work, because everybody saw a diligence and a dedication to Naomi. It was in that state that she was in loyalty that she met Boaz. She got married to Boaz, and she had a kid for Boaz. And in Ruth 4:15, I'll read from 14. It says that then the women said to Naomi, these are the same people she told to call her Mara, blessed is the Lord who has not left you without a redeemer today, and may his name become famous in Israel. May he also be to you a restorer of soul, of life, and a sustainer of your old age. For your daughter-in-law, who loves you and is better to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him. I never heard of anything that Ruth's sons did, but the daughter-in-law, I never heard of anything that Naomi's sons did. There was nothing significant about what they did. And it wasn't recorded. I don't think I've read of, something that the sons did. But Naomi still talk about today. Her story didn't end like the other daughter-in-law who left. Her story continued, and for generation to generation, people are still talking about her. Her loyalty, her dedication, her love for her mother-in-law. And then when I look at it, I'm like, she's from somewhere. Why didn't she go back? And I think about it in the cultural sense that, for her to marry Boaz, someone must have given her hand in marriage. And I think that was what Naomi did for her. In a way, Boaz is a son-in-law, because to Ruth, Naomi is everything to her. Ruth became a daughter, and not just a daughter-in-law to Naomi. Naomi thought she had lost everything. Naomi thought nobody would take care of her in her old age. Naomi thought, well, life has dealt with me bitterly. God has dealt with me bitterly. God said, no, I sent you a blessing in a package you never expected. And that blessing is Ruth. Ruth took care of Naomi, even better than a child would take care of their mom. To her, Naomi was everything to her. And when she was loyal to Naomi, God opened ways for her. God gave her, and these women said, your daughter-in-law, who is more than 7 sons, has given birth to the one who is the Redeemer, like the one who would restore your life and sustain your old age. Don't lose hope. Maybe you should learn to count your blessings, and you would see that God answered that prayer, but it just didn't come in the package that you expected. You might not see the answered prayers now, but by the time you would need it, you would see why it is the answered prayer. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. Have a great day.